Today we'll be looking at horizontal and vertical lines. Our objectives will be to identify equations of vertical and horizontal lines, to graph vertical and horizontal lines, and to write equations of vertical and horizontal lines. So let's begin with equations of vertical and horizontal lines. Before we even hit that though, let me just remind you, normally when we talk about a line, you expect it to look like this. Y is equal to mx plus b, where 6 in this line is the slope and 0, 4 is your y-intercept. Hopefully by this time, if I ask you to graph this, you could do this. You could probably do it by slope-intercept method, you could do it by plotting points, or you could do it by using your calculator. But regardless of your method, hopefully you could arrive at a graph that looks like this. Now what I want to do is talk to you about an equation that looks like this. Notice there's no x included in this. Well, it turns out that if I tell you this is a linear equation and I ask you to graph it, your graph would look like this. It would be a horizontal line located 4 positions up on the y-axis. Let me just tell you a little bit about how I remember this. When I see y is equal to 4, the first thing I do is I move 4 positions on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I draw a horizontal line. Let's take this one step further now, and what if your equation looked like this? X is equal to negative 3. Well, this time it would be a vertical line located at negative 3. Once I see x is equal to negative 3, I start counting. 1, 2, negative 3 on the x-axis, and you will draw a vertical line there. Notice that y is equal to 4, or y is equal to any number, will always be a horizontal line, while x is equal to a number will always be a vertical line. Now let's look at graphs of vertical and horizontal lines. If I gave you this equation and I ask you to graph this linear equation for me, I'm hoping at this point you could do that. If you can, just stop the video right quick and do that graph, come back and check it. Hopefully what you're looking at here is a graph that is 3 down, because it's a negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a horizontal line. Let's take this one step further now, and let me give you one that looks like this. Wasn't exactly what you were expecting, I'm guessing, but this time you have a step you need to do before you graph. You would need to solve for x by dividing both sides by 2. Once you arrive here at x is equal to 4, now it looks like you were expecting it to look, and you should be able to do that graph. It would be a vertical line located at 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Now, what on earth can we do with these vertical and horizontal lines? Well, do you remember last time when we were together and we were writing equations of lines that passed through points? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today with vertical and horizontal lines. So let's continue. What we want to do first is write an equation of a horizontal line that passes through the point 2, negative 3. Now I'll be honest with you, on these I think the easiest thing you can do is to begin by plotting that point. So I have done that right here. Now if I want a horizontal line, you should be able to tell me that horizontal runs, remember, parallel with the horizon, so it's the one that goes across. So let me just put that line in for you. This is a picture of the horizontal line that passes through the point 2, negative 3, but it's not the equation of the line. We need to continue now to write the equation, but hopefully you can do that for me. It's simply 1, 2, 3, so it's negative 3 on the y-axis, so your equation is y is equal to negative 3. Let's continue now, and this time we want to write an equation of a vertical line that passes through the point. Once again, I'll start by plotting the point, and I want you to notice that this time we have a vertical line. Let me put that in for you. And it passes through the point 2, negative 3. But our task is to write the equation of this. So what we have is an equation x is equal to 2. By the way, I didn't mention this on the last one, but notice that here x is equal to 2. And a minute ago we looked at y is equal to negative 3. Well, it's no accident that those numbers come from right there. At this point, I think you should be able to graph some vertical and horizontal lines. So let me leave you with this thought. Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Find beauty in something around you, even if it's just the fact that this was a really short lesson. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.